What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about a couple of brands that are female owned. If you did not know, in the month of March, that is female or Women's History Month in the United States, and I typically try to do at least 2 to 3 videos every Heritage Month that the United States celebrates, just to talk about more brands, different types of brands that maybe don't get any kind of recognition on YouTube or any other form of social media outside of like the big brands, the ones that they have their own supporters and people who know them, but those people who aren't looking for them, they don't know them for whatever reason. And so I always try to do these types of videos. This month has been insanely busy for me personally, so I didn't really get too much feedback from you guys, but I do have a list of brands that I think you guys know about and maybe some that you may have forgotten about. So I really just wanted to kind of sit down, talk to you guys. As always, I will talk about if I've tried the brand, and if I have, what my favorite products are, just so that if you have not tried the brand or you've been thinking about trying the brand, you kind of have a jumping off point. Because I always think that that's helpful. At least for me, I find it's helpful when I'm starting a new brand or trying a new brand to have a jumping off point to kind of potentially know what the best of the best is from the brand, and so that I can get some good opinions from them, hopefully at the beginning. But I don't want to talk too much. If you're interested in hearing about these brands, let's just get into it. So if you're wondering about my makeup look, I did record the eye tutorial, and this is March's membership tutorial for the month. It should be up tomorrow on the day that this is going up. So if you're not already a member, it is only 99 cents to join my membership. And once you join, for the length of time that you decide to be a member, you can always watch all of the videos that I've already uploaded. And I would love for you to join if you decide to. So let's just dive on in. I tried not to do a lot of brands that were like, the obvious picks, like the Charlotte Tilbury's, the Danessa Myricks, the Pat McGrath's. All of those brands are very well known. I feel like even if you're not really into makeup as much as we are, those brands. I really tried to do some brands that I feel like get just kind of a little lost in the sauce. So yeah, I'm going to try my best. Hopefully everything is accurate and valid. I will, as always, if there's something incorrect, put it on the screen, and I will have all of the websites linked down below for your convenience. This brand was founded by a female. I believe she still is at least majority owner, if not the rightful owner, and this is Huda Beauty. Drew Barrymore is, of course, the person that started this brand, and for this brand, they're a lot more drugstore than I typically kind of purchase. I really just don't purchase a lot of drugstore makeup, so this is not a brand that I have historically bought a lot from. And historically, honestly, their product range and their shade range has not been accessible to me. I've heard a lot of really good things about their lipsticks, their cream cheek products, stuff like that, but unfortunately, I don't have very much firsthand knowledge on these products just because of those 2 reasons that I stated prior. Fenty Cosmetica is a brand that I recently tried last year. I tried some of their perfumes and an eyeshadow palette, and I really enjoyed the products that I was able to get my hands on. I find that their eyeshadow formula is similar to a lot of formulas that I personally get along with. It's not very powdery. There is some kick up, but it's not overly powdery. I don't find that it's super thick, so there's definitely some silicone there where it glides across the eye. It does have some pigment there. It's opaque, all of that stuff. It's not the most opaque formula that I've tried. I also didn't try a palette that had a whole lot of deep colors, so it might have just been the 1 or 2 deep colors that were in that palette. As for the perfumes, I honestly really enjoyed quite a few of those. Might find themselves into my beauty project pan soon, not because I want to kind of get rid of them, but because I want to justify honestly picking up a full size. There are quite a few that I genuinely enjoyed and I would love to get a full size of. I just don't really reach for my travel perfumes as much as my full sizes, and so they're just sitting here waiting for me to do so. And then of course I will buy the full size as I mentioned. Another brand that I know you guys know about if you're on my channel is Odins Eye. I have a lot of products from Odins Eye. I would say for them, their bread and butter are definitely of course their eyeshadow palettes. Just look through their eyeshadow palettes, see if there's a color scheme that really works for you, brings something new to your collection and really is interesting to you. Outside of that, they also have some really nice formulas for their blushes and their powder highlighters. I gravitated more towards the highlighters. I find that that's just a little bit more welcoming for a wider range of skin tones. Although I was able to make their powder blushes work, I do find that if you're too much darker than me, you might not be able to. So really keep that in mind. And if you're wondering on like, you know, what they look like on my skin tone, I did do a video when those were first released and I received them. So definitely check that out. Rare Beauty. Rare Beauty, of course, created by Selena Gomez. Outstanding brand. They've really gotten a lot of virality to them lately, to the point where it's kind of hard to get a lot of their products. I actually have on at least one product from them today, and that's my highlighter. I absolutely love this highlighter, which is why it found itself into my project pan. This year I really wanted to have products that I really enjoyed there, so I wasn't feeling like I was having to get rid of products, and that's why I was forcing myself to use them. They also have some really good cheek products. I really love their cream bronzers, and a lot of people really love their liquid blushes. I know very recently, as of the time of me filming this video, they just came out with a cream glowy blush, but in a similar compact to this. I haven't picked it up. I'm waiting. I don't need it. I would love to try it though. So I'll be probably aiming to get that on sale, but they have a lot of really solid products. I haven't heard great things about their like base complexion products, but anything outside of that, I've heard great things and I personally have had great experience with. What's Up Beauty. What's Up Beauty is a brand that I recently just tried for the first time. The brand actually sent me their Dragon Eye palette, I want to say, and I really enjoyed that formula as well. I found that the shadow formula was nice and opaque, nice and thick. I do prefer a thicker formula than like a thinner eyeshadow formula. Just my preference. I prefer to not have to kind of dip into the palette multiple times to get the opacity on my eye that I personally prefer, and the quantity of shadow to kind of blend it out. Just a personal preference, but that brand definitely fits more of my eyeshadow preferences. Their shimmers are really nice. They are more of a creamy texture, in case you're wondering, but once you get them onto the eye, I do find that they have some nice life to them, not only in the basic or the main color, but also in the shimmers that run throughout. There were a variety of different textures in those shimmers in the palette that I received, so you also get that as well. And overall, I just enjoyed the palette. I could definitely see me personally picking some more things up from the brand. I believe right now they only have eyeshadow palettes, but I haven't looked into their catalog. I just need to find the time because I could definitely see me picking up at least another palette from them because I did genuinely enjoy it. Next is Give. So I love Give. They don't seem to be as kind of viral, as popular as I honestly thought they were going to be, but I really enjoyed the brand. I have their cream bronzer duo. Absolutely love that. I have a quad from them. I really enjoy as well. Really good formula. Not the best shimmer formula. It's a very, very basic shimmer, like very, very old school shimmer. Not a preferred formula there, but outside of that, it's just a really nice basic quad that I can take with me anywhere and know that I have my basic mattes and I can just throw on a fancy shimmer on top. So that's why I really like that. I'm trying to think if there's any other products off the top of my head. I can't think of any other products, but I really enjoy that brand. Maybe I'll do a video where I'm showcasing all of the products for some of these brands again, even if it's outside of this month. We'll see how many more days I have left in the month of March. I think I might have at least 2 more upload days, and I'll try to do some more kind of women's full faces of makeup, because I do have a lot of brands that I can shout out, and I just enjoy shouting out the brands that have just great quality products. Haus Labs is another brand that I absolutely adore. I have so much from the brand. I always reach for their powder bronzer. This is another thing that's currently in my project pan. I'm getting so much use out of it. You can barely see the H, which was in the embossing, which can really tell you how much I enjoy that brand. I have their blushes prior to this rebranding, prior to the relaunch of the blush line. I love those. I haven't taken the time to really look into the new range, but I've seen quite a few people talk about it, and I believe the new range actually has less product and potentially maybe more expensive or something to that effect. So do keep in mind that situation. What else do I have from Haus Labs? I have so much from Haus Labs. That's another brand which I'm sure I could do a full face. I have their concealer and their foundation. Absolutely love those. I think last year I actually did a full face of Haus Labs because it's just one of those brands I truly enjoy. And if you're interested in another full face, just let me know. I also have highlighter. I really love my highlighter from them as well. So overall, I think that is definitely another brand that like I could easily do a full face of because I enjoy all of their products, and they pretty much have a full face of products. Half Magic is another brand that I really enjoy. I was so happy when they became into Ulta because now it's just even easier accessibility for me and of course everybody else to get their hands on them. A product that you guys know I always have very close to me is Only Drama from Half Magic. This was the blush that really had me taking the time to consider more unique shades of like purples and pinks for purchasing of blush, and I really have gone on quite a deep end where I just have been enjoying blushes of that color. It's just been really nice. I should do a video of all of those types of colored blushes. That might be helpful for people of my skin tone that also love Only Drama. I'll put that on my mental list. But I really enjoy Half Magic. I have their highlighter, which I prefer to use my finger. It's a very unique texture. I wouldn't say it's creamy or moussey or liquidy. It's kind of more of a gel type texture. It feels wet once you apply it, but it pretty much dries down, and it's pretty much just like shimmers suspended in a gel. But it's not like a bouncy gel that you put on your hair. It's a very unique formula. I absolutely love that. I also have some of their single shadows. Really good brand. Highly recommend. Victoria Beckham. Last year for Women's History Month, I took the time to purchase quite a bit of things from the brand, and I must say there was pretty much nothing from the Victoria Beckham range that I picked up that I disliked. I loved quite a lot of them. Really great quality items. I got the cream eyeshadow stick, the single pot shadows, the lipsticks. I think I even got like a lip liner from the brand as well. I got quite a good arrangement or a collection of stuff. It was quite expensive, I won't lie. Out of all of these brands, that's one of the more high ticket kind of indie brands. But I will say the product packaging really was nice and heavy, and the products overall I enjoyed. So I don't mind spending kind of a lot of money on products as long as it's enjoyable and, it's good. And I feel like this is definitely a brand to keep an eye out on in case you are interested. Another one is Auric. Auric is Samantha Ravindal's brand, in case you did not know, and I enjoy this brand as well. I don't have as much products from them. I have their kind of complexion base BB cream, CC cream type situation, and I also have lashes from them, but I enjoy both products. If you're wondering, Auric is now available on Beautylish, so that's where I was able to get their lashes last year during the Beautylish gift card event, and I'm so excited that I was able to get my hands on them. I really wanted to try them. They're really good lashes. I mean, very sturdy. I love that you get 2 per pack instead of having to buy kind of 2 separate sets, you know, individually. I really like them, and they're affordable as well. So definitely shout out that brand. Vive is a brand that I've been wanting to try for years. I just haven't pulled the trigger. They've had some really decent sales lately, but with my beauty budget, I'm really trying to keep in mind what I've already spent in the month for beauty. And then, you know, outside of that, if I can afford it, you know? So I haven't gotten around to trying Vive, but they are definitely on my list. I'm hoping to really get a crack at them, hopefully this year, if not next year. I really want to try that brand very soon. One of the biggest brand that I'm going to be mentioning in this video is, of course, Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty is very well known. She is very controversial. I think the controversy has kind of slowed down because she's done better. Very similar to Juvie's Place when I mentioned her last month in Black History Month's kind of roundup of brands that I wanted to talk about. Huda Beauty, I would say, is the most kind of controversial brand here on this list. And what I will say is that, controversy aside, her products traditionally and historically have been really good. I do have a pair of her lashes on right now. I have multiple eyeshadow palettes from the brand. I have lipsticks from the brand. Specifically, I really like her like cream finish lipsticks. I really enjoy those. I've already gone through 1 bullet, and I believe I have 1 bullet left, and so maybe after that I'll potentially pick up another one from the brand. She has some really solid products, so definitely keep that in mind. But also, you can really get her products on sale, especially the big eyeshadow palettes, easily on sale. The smaller eyeshadow palettes, honestly, I do not buy those full price. They always go on sale because they never stick around. Those seem to be extremely limited edition. I do have 1 9-pan from Huda Beauty, and it is like the Warm Obsessions palette. I really do enjoy that. That's another one that I'll just pack on a trip. And now I have my matte set, pack a single shadow, and I'm good to go. So definitely there are some positives and, of course, unfortunately negatives when it comes to Huda Beauty particularly. Another brand that, I don't know, something just told me look into this brand, House of Lashes. House of Lashes is, of course, a women's owned brand as well, and I love that. I mean, I do have their lash glue. I switched over to that pretty much immediately after really getting into wearing lashes regularly, and I do enjoy their lash glue. This is the 2nd tube that I'm on currently. I know other people also get a lot of actual lashes from them. I have 1 set that I've picked up. When it comes to me buying lashes, personally, I don't buy a set of lashes if they're over $10. It's just not for me. And so I typically will buy bulk orders of lashes when they're all on sale, and then just have lashes to go. I usually get at minimum 20 to 30 uses out of all of my sets because they're all really good quality. So I don't find myself ever picking up a lot of lashes, particularly from House of Lashes. But like I said, I do have 1 set. I just haven't gotten around to trying it, but they do look really nice. 2 more brands to talk about. So one is Likely Makeup, but this is a brand that I was so close to buying so many times. They have some really interesting and unique blush colors in their blush palettes. They have some very interesting eyelashes, very interesting, very kind of luminous and voluminous. It's just, there's a lot going on with their lashes, but I think it's unique and interesting, and I would love to try it. And then they also have, I believe, just 1 eyeshadow palette, at least the last time I looked at the brand, and it looked really interesting. It wasn't particularly what I wanted at the time. It's very colorful, and although I think I could have brought it together, it just wasn't a cohesive enough color scheme for my brain to kind of really pull the trigger. So I want to try this brand personally. And I hear great things, specifically from Beauty Beam, but I haven't gotten around to it. I haven't, at least not yet. And then the last brand that I want to talk about is actually on my to try list for 2024, and that is Salt New York. I hear great things about their Sneaky Bomb, their cream bronzer, and their cream blushes. Not so much about the cream highlighters, but I'm sure those are good as well. I just have yet to honestly pull the trigger, which hopefully I can get it done in 2024. That's why I put those 4 brands on there, because I did genuinely want to try all 4 brands this year. And yeah, that's it. That's all I've got for this list. It's a pretty long list. I tried to talk about brands this month that I know I may not particularly be able to shout out in other subsequent months because they're not Native American or Hispanic or whatever origin. So I tried my best to do that. But also, of course, if these brands are also representative of those heritages by their owner or their founder, I will, of course, still talk about them in those subsequent months as they come up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long. I just wanted to pop in and talk about quite a few brands that are female owned, and yeah, just celebrate them in that, because it can be hard to not only be a brand owner but to be a female brand owner, and a lot of times people don't take those brands seriously. And so I really wanted to shout those brands out in hopes that if you are interested in these brands and I've tried them, I wanted to give you guys, like I said, a jump off point for trying the brand. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.